useless.
Yeah. So how is it affecting the environment? Our water waste, our fish could actually end up in our plates as our dinner.
So it goes into our body.
So it's in our bodies as well.
That's right.
I didn't write this in. Refuse the plastic. Reuse, we can reuse it. I actually made a plastic bottle castle made out of all the single-use bottles for craft. And also regulate. This is where leaders like you come in, so we can play a big role. So like in my first one, think, do we need it? Because we have really good parks. And some of the parks, people just want to turn it down and make it into even more. This is my patrol.
Yeah.
We also had a movie night to educate ourselves first.
Okay.
So it's
Okay, so parliamentarians look at the big picture at the federal level, and to some extent we have to contribute towards the international level. Yeah. So we have contacted, right, the councillors, have we? For SS19.
Correct.
Yeah. So we already forwarded your letter to them.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
they will at least do some plastic bins, extra plastic bins there.
That would be great.
Yeah. And I think the major, because it's local government stuff.
Correct.
So we're the federal government, then there's the state government, and there's the local government. Yeah. So we don't mind pushing this agenda of yours towards the state and then the local government. But we also do a lot of international issues and national issues where we track, in particular, climate change. Not so much the pollution, ocean pollution, and waste management is part of the climate change battle. Yeah. So if you do have any question you want to ask about the bigger picture, yeah, at 11, you're 11, right? You already covered the smaller picture, is good. Yeah, but if you are interested in the bigger picture, I'm here to give you some guidance and to give you the big thing. Okay, yeah? I don't want this to be a quiz thing. I'm not trying to test how smart you are. So, but let's start with your ocean pollution, right? Now, as you said, that the fish that consumes these plastics, the plastic usually is washed down by the river system. Yeah, the landfills are not actually near the ocean. The landfills are usually in some sort of landed area, but it does seep through to the groundwater. Yeah, whether the plastics can go into a micro level and seep through the groundwater system is not fully proven, but obviously it will happen if it takes a long time to digest, say 20 years, 30 years, it will happen. Yeah, but currently the main flow into the ocean, and there's this giant, hundreds of kilometer wide radius, somewhere in between the Atlantic Ocean, yeah, there is a giant pool of plastic piling up. That's because the currents flow them and push them to that area. They're sort of centralized into an island of its sort.
I saw the picture.
Yeah? You saw the picture, yeah. So the international community have started some means to try to trap them and recycle them, but they're facing a lot of problems at the moment. That's the latest I know. Yeah. So they have whether technology works or not, we're not sure. But the real solution for plastics is this. Mankind, we love to use plastic. We use it in everything, in our car. I mean, on this table alone, you can see the plastic. Part of the shoes are plastic, right? Your shoelace is plastic. Your watch is plastic, right? So we can't do without plastic. What we really need to do is the single-use plastic, which is what you identified, right? Those have to be biopolymer plastic in the future. So to change people's mentality, very, very difficult. Because people are motivated by many things, right? Ease of consumption, they're motivated by money, the factories that manufacture them. they can bribe members of parliament, they can bribe politicians to continue to support this system. That's why you see that Greta Thunberg, she's always very angry, right?
Yeah.
Because it's always about the greed of man rather than the knowledge to do something.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the complicated we live in, the political system we live in, where politicians need to fight to win election costs money. It's very complicated, but at 11 maybe you don't want to look into these issues, but maybe you might want to grow up to be a scientist, because if you can find a biopolymer plastic that is fully biodegradable, or at least 97% biodegradable, you can eliminate essentially plastic by 97%. Just by replacing all those single-use plastic with a biopolymer technology. It doesn't mean that the volume of plastic, whether it's biopolymer or normal plastic today, will not increase, because population will increase.
Consumption increases.
Yeah, consumption increases too. So it's also part of the last point you made about materialism, that we should reduce our own material needs. That will play a role. But the population is set to grow to 9 billion, or even 10 billion in about 20 or 30 years' time. So, or even faster than that, depends, right? Some projections. But so we need to, the solution, the real solution is in science. So it's important, you might aspire to become a politician like me, but it's probably more important that, not everybody gets to be a politician. There's only 222 members of parliament in Malaysia, so it's very difficult to become one.
Yeah, even when I'm playing games, like